Welcome to Java. Thank you kindly for joining me. It's January 5th, 2024. I hope everyone's having a wonderful weekend so far. It is Sunday. I'd like to cover a few things that I think are going to affect this coming week, not just trade, but also some larger things if you're not a trader, as well as a lot of things that seem to be ramping up. Now, we've got the inauguration. It's not this week, but the next for the United States. But there's a few larger things I see brewing underneath this surface. Now, as always, let's go ahead and get started with the market figures because it gives us a broad overall for kind of what's going on. Now, starting with the MMRI is our favorite risk indicator. Now, currently, it's in extreme territory. It's 311.2. We've got the fear greed meter to accompany this is rising towards greed level. Now, this is showing more retail investors jumping back into this market, even though it had a few weekdays last week. Now, the interesting part of this week is what I'm expecting is volume to start increasing because we're going to see the institutions back on this trading floor. Now, few major differences that have just happened. Now, first off, being relative strength of the dollar. 108.92. This is still what I'm going to say is a crushing level to other currencies in relative strength. So, at this level, kind of wiping out and creating more of the yen carry trade issues that we're going to be seeing. And at some point in time, these will have to be balanced out. So right now, still a little bit on that lower end and still manageable. But what we're watching along with this is the 10-year yield at 4.6 and rising. Now, what has happened is we've got the 10-year, 2-year yield curve inversion that everyone has been speaking about. It's had the longest period of inversion now in history since it's been tracked with a short an inversion not long ago, but it didn't hold. Now, the yield curve is no longer inverted. And historically, when this has happened, a deep recession or depression has happened in the following 3 to 6 months following the uninversions. We are in that mode at this moment. Now, this week of trading, just want to say it's going to be a short week. The markets are closed on Thursday in a memorial for the former President Carter. Now, with this turning to Bitcoin cryptocurrencies. Now, they're up at 98,000 level for Bitcoin, having a bit of a consolidation here. I think it's going to make another attempt at the $99,000 level very quickly here. And if it doesn't break through, then it could drop back down. Still looking at that 76 to 73,000 level on the charts. That has not been negated yet. So we've got a large storm hitting in the United States right now, very cold polar effect. They're calling it the polar vortex. And with this, United States energy markets on edge, because this, of course, causes major usage. So delivering a deep freeze as I'm putting this out, it is hitting. We've also got storms over in the European Union happening there as well. And the reason I'm bringing this up is because this is bringing out what I think is going to be the largest watch going forward, other than while everybody's got their focus on artificial intelligence, is energy. And energy will also drive the artificial intelligence because they don't have enough. Now, in the background, we're watching German purchases of Russian uranium. This has surged, they're saying 70%. Now, this is because this, in accordance to them, is outside of the sanctions that are being put on Russia. So we can watch more of this happening. So if you're in the markets, watching uranium could be a good one to watch. Now, we've got natural gas is nicknamed the Widowmaker, has had good recovery lately with all of this going on. So caution on those trades, but looking forward, energy will, in my opinion, continue, not financial advice. Now I want to talk about the calendar. We've got PMI factory orders, pretty much your usuals now. Job openings on Tuesday. Wednesday, we are getting the minutes of the December Fed meeting, and ADP employment. Now, the large one Thursday, while markets are closed, we're getting initial jobless claims. So I'll be here every morning prior to this, but we will be watching that one for sure. Friday, more unemployment rates. There's been a lot of speculations on the closing for Thursday, January 9th in particular. So going to watch your trade setups, particularly on Wednesdays, because it's going to increase some volatility. Now we've got the dock workers, which also caused a lot of issues prior to this. They went into a temporary agreement and their contract talks are set to resume. So we'll be watching these along with tariff hikes because this all included in the shipping. So as we were saying, supply chain disruptions, this is going to be a major factor. So we'll keep an eye on this for that. So anything that you're looking forward to, anything that were affected, you can look back to the C19. As I said in my trends for disruptions in supplies, that could be a possibility again. Now, earnings, very light this week. However, we are heading into earnings season again. So this week coming forward, these are some of the ones coming out. You can look at Delta as one of the large ones, Constellation Brands on Monday. But again, kind of light going into earnings season for the following weeks. Now, along with this, we've got a few other things with the economy, namely credit rejection rates in the United States skyrocketing. So this is showing between credit cards, mortgages, and auto loans. These are all for people on the personal level, not institutional level lending. But this is the first marker of a weak consumer, and this has the trickle down effect. Now, they call it credit, but it's actually debt. It's personal debt. And this hitting a record is on the rejection rates is a harbinger of some very deep issues to come. Now, with this, we've got international debt, and this is with the BRICS intensifying alternative payments, trying to get out of the dollar again. So this is a continuance. But we'll watch this will affect the rates of exchange and also the pricing of any goods that are shipped into or out of your country. So if you're in the United States, could raise your prices that way, as well as EU. So this will affect everybody. We've got Microsoft putting out $80 billion. And this is with the new artificial intelligence, their energy centers that they're putting out, including NVIDIA. So it's going to encompass both of these forward, the two largest ones. Now, kind of related, not so much in the energy sector, but artificial intelligence, Meta, which is parent owner of Facebook, thought it would be a good idea to start AI accounts. They have various reasons that they've been stating of why they started these accounts, but they've had them interacting with humans, proven that they've lied to people, putting themselves forward as real. So they're clearing out some of these accounts, or at least they say that they are. They were saying that they were due to glitch that they had out with these, but just understand that if you're on Facebook, which I recommend you don't be, but you're going to be speaking with these artificial people running around here. So unless you have clear accounts with people you already know, you might want to just look out for that. A lot of scams, a lot of things going forward. Now, last thing I really want to touch on before I let you go, because this has nothing to do with the markets per se, other than war talks. But we've got Congress notified by the Biden administration, the current administration, planning $8 billion weapons sale to Israel. And they want to push this through prior to the shift. Now, along with this, as I was saying, these are the war talks. Raytheon is pocketing $946 million Patriot defense deal, and this is with Romania. So we've got these war contractors still on the major initiative forward is the best way that I can put that here. I have to be very cautious with the wording around this, but going forward with these stocks. And with the last thing, I would like to mention that the Medal of Freedom has now been awarded to some very popular and unpopular individuals. This is a great big club, and I'm definitely not in it. I'm guessing you're probably not in this as well, but I think this is corruption of what honor should be. But it is, as they say, Medal of Freedom, which is exactly the opposite of that. Now, just want to point out this gentleman right here is major diversion because he used to be a partner with Jim Rogers, who I hold in high respect, but things have really taken a different course. So just want to point that out, that this is kind of, in my opinion, corrupted, these things. However, there could be different opinions on this, and I can go with that. So at any rate, wish you a wonderful rest of your weekend. Be with you in the morning, talking about some lives and a little more work on Thursday, even though the markets are closed. So until I see you again, my friends, stay free.